Hello and welcome to this vlog. I'm actually filming at a reasonable pace. It's not going to be 3 weeks before the next video, so we are so good. I haven't done much writing, and by much writing, I mean I haven't written on my computer, and I haven't really written fiction. I have been writing, but it has been like emails and stuff like that, and the short stories that I'm not really willing to share because they're kind of personal and they're kind of like I will publish these or like post them a couple years, like a little bit removed from the situation I'm in right now. But I have gotten notes back from one of my beta readers, and it turned me off finding random beta readers online forever because there is a scene in my story, spoiler alert, in which a former nurse does a sort of at-home intense medical cauterization. And it is supposed to be messy and it's supposed to be unprofessional. And this guy is like, oh, you should like have them be professional. And like, here, I typed this into Claude. Anyways, some fucking AI. And this is what it gave me. This is what they should do. And I'm like, this isn't at a hospital. It's supposed to be messy and unprofessional and a little bit like sketchy. What do you mean? And I was just sort of like, and I didn't say anything to him. And I deleted the Google Doc that he had access to. And by deleted it, I mean I went to my trash and also deleted it. So hopefully he can never see it ever again. But also, like, there is a reveal in my story. Again, spoilers. Not that this book will be published anytime soon, or published at all, maybe. But there is a reveal in which the character's grandmother, because the whole story is this girl is trying to find her missing father. The character's grandmother saves her, and this girl doesn't know who they are. I don't know why I'm saying this girl. I've said Cass before. Cass doesn't know who this person is, so I'm using gender neutral language. I'm using they and them, and then I sort of reveal that, like, it is a woman, it is her grandmother, and this man who was reading my book in beta reading has clearly never read a novel in his life, because he's like, I don't understand why you're using obscure language for this character. We clearly know it's Cass's dad. And I'm like, it's not Cass's dad. If you read a little bit more, you would realize. And then he was like accusing me of being like transphobic because I was using gender neutral terms, and I was like, I'm sorry. I think like I don't know, like I can still be transphobic, but I used to identify as a trans man. I think I know a lot more about the trans community than you do. And I was just sort of baffled. And I was like, has this man read a book in which like reveals are like slow and the author doesn't like immediately tell you what's happening? Especially because it's supposed to be like a mystery suspense book. I'm not just going to be like, and it was her grandmother. I know. Okay, so I do know. And this is me taking a step back. Obviously, I am protective about my ideas and my work because I have been working on this for 5 years and it's very important to me. And also, I understand it because I have written it and I've rewritten it and I've edited it and everything like that. Like, it makes perfect sense to me, but I also, these people don't know what's going on. I do. I understand what's going on. So maybe there's that. But it just really gave, like, I have never read a book in my life kind of behavior. At least I've never read a mystery book. And I was just like, maybe I shouldn't use gender neutral terms, but I feel like if you don't know, like, Cass has a concussion at this point. She can't see clearly. And she thinks it's her dad, and it's not her dad because it's her grandma who looks like her dad. Massive spoiler. Sorry. But I was just sort of sitting there, and obviously I go and I complain to my friends because I'm like, what do you mean you typed into AI and he was telling me to go use AI to research this. And I was like, how about I just Google and I click on a reputable website and research it? Also, I have medical experience. I might not have graduated, but I was a medical lab tech student for quite a while. Like, I have put needles in people and taken blood, which I think is a lot more than what this man may have done. But also, like, what Claude said, like, they were talking about venom, and I was like, where do I say there's venom in this injury that's happening? It was very, I feel like, insensitive to just like AI. Use AI. Anytime somebody tells me to use AI on anything, I lose respect. I had a professor tell me, oh, you should put your writing through AI to help with clarity. And I was like, I'd rather die. I'd rather lose the marks that it's unclear because I was too lazy to edit than put it through AI. So, in long story short, I am now going to be looking at querying. Obviously, I need to do some line edits because there's some grammar and words that are written wrong. Like, I know I wrote grown somewhere where it's supposed to say ground, and I'm going to go through and obviously edit that. But then I am going to start writing query letters and get it out there because I realize I am never going to be happy with this and think that it's good enough to send off to people. And I just keep getting more and more beta feedback, and at some point I just need to shoot my shot. And maybe, probably not, it won't get picked up by an agent, but I have to at least try. And I have been reading some things that some people in my now former writing group, I left it because I realized it was not helpful for me, which is mean. But I need more confidence. Some of these people send me things and full chest confidence are like, this is amazing, right? And I, full chest confidence, also think that my writing is amazing. But not to be mean, some of these, they very clearly need more experience. I'm not saying it's bad. They need more experience. They need to understand narratives more. They need to understand descriptives. I need to understand how to speak. But it's just very clear that they don't know writing very well or very intimately. And these people are like, I'm going to get published, right? And I'm like, okay, I've been working on this for 5 years. And just because I've worked on it for a long time doesn't mean it's good. Milo Winter. But still, right? I might as well just try. I need a little bit more confidence. I need to shoot my shot. That's where I'm at. Also, if you don't notice, oh, it's backwards. I have non-binary nails. There, that's the right way. Woo! And then it's on this hand. And then the thumb, because it's only 4. I just did the flag itself. Because it's Pride Month. And I'm loosely non-binary. I'm just kind of woman-shaped. That's kind of just what my gender is. Pardon me. I am going to be starting reading Heartstrings, which is the book I am reading. I will post, put the cover up here and the author because I don't have it. I don't want to get up to get it. Unfortunately, when I was adding it to my I am currently reading on Goodreads, I found out it's like number 2 out of, like, you know how romances do like series, but they're not actually series. It's like a separate standalone book, but there's characters from the other book in there and it's the same setting and all blah, 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 blah. So I'm jumping in at number 2. And honestly, I'm guilty of being excited about series because I really love First Time Caller and I haven't read And Back to You yet. And it's currently in storage because I'm moving, but I'm really excited for that one because I really liked BK Borison's writing and I liked the characters. So I get why authors do it, but I'm kind of just like, great, I'm like jumping in and there's gonna be like some callback to this character that people who've read the first book are gonna be like, oh my god, it's them, and I'll be like, wow, it's really strange how the author expected me to like clap at this random lady. So that's a me problem. I haven't even started reading this book and I'm already like being mean. I do like books. I really do. And I just need to read. I haven't been reading at all because I've been depressed. So I think I just need to read, and there's probably going to be some cozy reading clips of me just like on the bed reading because I'm trapped in my bedroom because my ex is upstairs and I don't want to be upstairs with him. My cat's upstairs though, so I'll need to rescue her at some point. So I'm going to start reading that and hopefully actually have some reading clips because I gave up on Fahrenheit 451. I started reading it for my ex and then he broke up with me, so it's not the right time for me to finish a book that I only started reading because he wanted me to read it. And I'm only going to be alive for so long, so I might as well actually read books I want to read. Unfortunately, it is straight romance. I know I say this as somebody who used to think I was bisexual and then now a lesbian, and I won't keep complaining. I'm not going to be mad. I'm just going to pretend they're both ladies. I think that's just how I have to work. I do have lesbian stories that I've written before. Maybe that should have been a sign. Actually, one of them, you can see it. That is plotting for sports romance about two lesbians. One of them is like a professional rugby player and the other one's a poet. So that's from like a year ago that I've been meaning to type up, and it's just been living on my whiteboard. So I do enjoy romance books. I know I may seem like a skeptic, but I really do enjoy romance books. So hopefully this one is good. And if it's not good, you'll hear all about it. So I can already tell who the main love interests were for the former book in this series because the whole story is centered around their wedding. And it's like, oh my god, you're supposed to be so excited they're getting married. It's so cute. And her cousin is the one who's like there and the maid of honor and all that fun stuff. And I'm just sort of sitting here and I'm like, I thought this was a standalone. I am reading this now and I am confused. And like, I'm supposed to know these characters already and I don't. And it's another reason why I really don't like that aspect of romance books, even though I said like I do enjoy it. Like I enjoy it as a reader sometimes. Like I enjoy it as somebody who's in the know. But if I am like going like, it doesn't say on the cover that this is like part 2 of a romance story. Like, I know it's not part 2, it's like a standalone book within a universe, but it doesn't say that it is. It just says that she's the author of the other one that we're talking about. And so I'm just sort of like, I could tell from page 1. This is not like, I don't know, like it's my own fault for not doing my own research. But if I'm standing in a bookstore and I'm just scrolling through books, I'm not going to type up the author's name and go, is this a sequel or a second one in a romance series? Because I should just expect to pick up a book and have it on the cover. Am I blind? Like, is it on the cover anywhere? It does say a Love and Galloway novel, but it doesn't say number 2. So I'm just supposed to assume that that's a series. It's not on the back. And it's not in, like, it says, you know, another book by her, but it doesn't say that it's number 2 anywhere. But it's so obvious to anybody who's ever read a book or a romance book, like these types of romance books. And I know it's my fault. I didn't do my research. But again, if I am shopping in a bookstore and I pick up a book that from the cover, from the back, looks like a standalone, it should be a standalone. I've had problems with this before. I forget what the book was called. I'll look at my bookshelf. Actually, it's not in my bookshelf anymore. I'll look at my Goodreads. my former Goodreads, and I'll pop it up. But like this book, I picked up because I thought it was a standalone. And it turns out it's like book 3 of one of these like mildly connected stories. And so I was expecting this like soft romance, not like soft horror romance, where it was like quiet and contained. And like this one girl had her curse and it was just her trying to deal with it. And then it turns out it's like some massive world ending demon thing. And I was like, okay, like maybe like this is my bad, but like if you randomly throw in a perspective character at the end that you would only be like, oh my God, it's Colton. If you've read the other 2 books, don't market your book as a standalone because it's not. So I'm kind of sick of this whole like culture of like, oh, it's a standalone, but it's not at the same time, because like you can tell. Anybody with media literacy can tell that this is not a standalone and it's not enjoyable for anybody. And by anybody, I mean me. It might be enjoyable for you, but like, again, with like that book and now this book, not being in the know about these things sucks. Like, it really does. Like, I'm reading this and I'm like, I don't want to, like, I feel like I'm missing out on so much context because you didn't tell me this is number 2 in a series. I don't like it. Let me know. This is annoying. Like, I want to know. I'm so tired. Come on, let me know. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to reading and play my Mother. Yeah, Mother's my favorite band, by the way. If you're not Canadian, you probably don't know who they are because they're a Canadian band and they're not that popular. They were TikTok popular for a bit, but I liked them before then. Anyways, I need to get back to reading and hopefully I will actually enjoy this book. So far, it looks like not that much. I am only 4 pages in, though. I'm being quite mean for 4 pages in. Very mean for 4 pages in. But come on, let me know. Let me know. Like, it's right there. It's so tiny. And that doesn't even tell me number 2. It just says a Love and Galloway novel. Like, I'm supposed to know what that means. Maybe I'm just stupid. And it's my fault. I'm just stupid. It's my fault. People who haven't seen me review books, because I haven't done this like type of reviewing in a very long time, will be a little surprised. I do get very passionate about books. Oh, it's dual perspective too. I both like but hate dual perspective. I don't know. I should have looked through it, but this was when I was buying books. I bought the second and Back to You. I bought that, and then I picked up that one, and then I picked up Anderson and Bloom, and this was like a maybe, like a very maybe-ish book. And I kind of wish I didn't pick it up, to be honest. I'm 4 pages. I'm being so mean. I read Anderson and Bloom in 1 day. I loved that book. I need to try. Okay, Mother back on. Reading back. Glasses on the forehead. I find I can't see. My vision is atrocious. Like, I can hardly see the camera right now. But I can see words up close. Ah, my bookmark! Okay, turning the music back on. I will see you. And the pause of the music. I was ovulating when I said that. I hate this. I'm being so mean. I'm 5 pages in. Oh, the music started. Music paused again for a reading break. Main character talks about her childhood cancer in this chapter, and then says that she is shedding her hair. Though I know most cancer patients shed their hair due to chemo, you do lose hair when you are sick. I am immediately calling it her cancer is back. I'm saying it now. I am on page 20. It's back. Either that or she's just really stressed. Her cancer's back. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not stupid. And if I am, you'll see a clip after I finish this book of me going, okay, I was stupid. But, like, her cancer is back. Am I insane? I might be insane. I don't know. It was what, leukemia? Yes, it's leukemia. And actually, is it? Yeah, leukemia. So I don't know the symptoms of leukemia because I am not a oncologist. I wanted to be, but I'm not. And but I do know that hair loss is very common, especially when you are undernourished and things like that. So I'm calling it now. Her cancer is back. You guys, if you've read this, you can call me an idiot right now if that's not the case. But what else could it be? Why would you note that her hair is shedding in like an offhanded joke after talking about her cancer? Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe. I don't know. The writing is not as gripping as Anderson and Bloom's was. It's very much kind of run-of-the-mill romance. It's not bad. I'm not going to say, like, it's not bad. It's tolerable. It's readable. It's just not, like, sucking me in as much. Also, they mentioned, like, hand-knitted sweaters. And, like, his mom makes him these very complicated color work sweaters. She's made one for each of his siblings. And I'm like, you do realize a sweater like that, unless you are knitting it every single day for 8 hours a day, takes like a month or two. Like, sorry, knitting. I love knitting. Knitting is my thing. And I'm tired of books not understanding how much work it takes to knit a sweater. I am not that large of a woman. I usually knit a size medium, and it usually takes me about a month to knit a sweater because I am employed and knitting is not my full-time job. Also, your arms and your wrists and stuff, they get really sore if you knit for too long. Also, like, there's so much other stuff that you need to do that's not knitting. It takes so long. And he calls the sweater ugly. And I'm like, you can call a knitted sweater ugly all you want. But come on, it took your mother months to make this. Months. Color work is very complicated. I'm scared of color work. I haven't even started it. It's so complicated. And like based on what the sweaters are, like she freehanded these. There's no patterns for these specific sweaters. Like she freehanded these and you were just like, it is such an ugly sweater. Respect your mother. Come on. That took her months. At least 2 months to make. But he's a large man. Again, I am a petite woman. He is a large man. That would take so long to knit. I knit my ex a vest and it took way longer than it takes to knit me something because again, the bigger you are, the more stitches you have to knit. This man is so ungrateful to his mom. So ungrateful. This is not... There's no way I could like dock a star rude about knitting. Doesn't understand knitting. But again, you have to be careful when you include things like that and you don't understand how much it takes to honestly knit. I feel like a lot of people disrespect knitting. They think it's just really, really easy and not like something you have to actually have skill in. I think I'm just average at knitting and I've been doing it for like 10 years. So this is just a knitting tangent. If you want to hear me talk about knitting, let me know. But her cancer's coming back. That's what I paused my music for. I think I'm gonna stop reading here. I'm page 20. Again, not super engaged. I'm not like sucked in the way I was or I am with like specific books where I literally feel like I cannot stop reading. And I know I'm only at page 20, and it usually takes a little while for the book to get zesty. But yeah, her cancer's back. I'm calling it now. Take a shot every time I say I'm calling it now or her cancer is back in this like 5-minute clip. Anyways, I'm going to probably just listen to music and knit. Speaking of knitting. But I will see you in the next clip. Bye. You can see my laundry extra in this shot. Woo! So apologies for the laundry in the back. I am moving, so normally I hide it, but there's no room because all of my stuff is just on the floor right now. There's like a couple of t-shirts there. There's nothing scandalous. There's a couple of t-shirts, and off camera there's a pair of jeans. But I have done quite a bit of writing today, and by quite a bit I mean it was all done by hand, so I can't go to the scrivener and be like, here's my beautiful scrivener. Unfortunately not. But my friend got me this notebook a while ago, and by a while ago I mean years and years and years ago, back when I only wrote angst and arguments and sadness because I was an angsty and argumentative. I wasn't argumentative. I can't even say that word. I can't pronounce. I just wrote a lot of drama and a lot of arguments because I thought that was fun. So my friend got me this lovely notebook with her artwork on it, by the way. So it's beautiful. But this is my new everything notebook because my old one got filled. And I have decided what book I'm going to be working on this summer. And it is Amongst Thieves, which still needs a new name because they are no longer thieves. But the pages are small, but I planned out a bunch, actually. And then there's some. So I planned out the beginning chapters. I have the beginning like pretty solidly in my head. Initially, I was going to do it like the trio perspective because it is a throuple book. But I then decided I just want it to be solo because that way I can tell more of a story in like a more like condensed kind of way. Like it doesn't have to be like spread out. I don't think I'm describing that well, but I wanted it's single perspective now. First person. I don't usually write first person, so again, it's new to me, but I have the beginning plotted out and I've actually written the first chapter, and I was going to read that for the channel because it's a rough draft, so that chapter's probably never going to actually exist because it's just her getting in an airplane. That's the whole first chapter. 2,000 words of her getting into an airplane. So maybe it's not that interesting and you won't want to listen to it. I also have quite a few little cutesy scenes that I wrote. Some of them will not be in the book because they are from the perspectives of the other characters. So there's the three. There's Chatty, there's Jude, and there's Maxwell. And so I have a couple of Jude scenes that I wrote that were like from his perspective. And obviously they're not going to be in the book. So I might as well just read them for you guys so you can enjoy it and get sort of tastes of my writing, at least like understand that maybe I'm okay at writing sometimes and I'm not just making things up. But I keep going back to this. My cat woke me up super early this morning, so I took my ADHD meds super early and they wore off super early. So it's just scatter. Beginning is plotted out. I have the beginning quite solidly in my head because I always sort of had the progression. The middle is a blank void because I plotted it out like all the way through, and then I realized, hey, this is only 13 chapters and the chapters are going to be like 2,000 words long. So that's like a novella. Also, where's all the backstory you gave these characters? You're just rushing. So I was just rushing. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and split it open and put shit in the middle. And the stuff I'm going to put in the middle, I don't know yet. I think I'm going to be a pantser for that part and just sprinkle it in. I did write a list of like things I wanted to include, like ideas. So I at least like have some general things. Like there's some side character stuff that needs to happen as well that I just completely ignored in my planning because I was being very narrow-minded. But yeah, there's a bunch of this page is just my ideas for stuff that can happen in the middle. But I will be working on Amongst Thieves this summer, and I'm hoping to get the first draft done this summer. I ultimately decided not to do Desdemona, even though it is like a very dear story to me and I really want it to be out in the world, because it is very entwined with my own history with mental health and things like that. And I need to be in a good, solid place when I start to write this, because like this is like, as part of my research, I am going to go back to my old journals in which I was severely ill and read those as sort of to get in the character's mind frame. And I need to be stable and steady when I'm doing that, so I don't trigger myself and set myself off. And given all my life circumstances, like with the moving, starting a new job, like in July, I'm going to be living with my friend, and then I'm going to be moving in August to my own apartment. So it's just a lot of like moving pieces right now, and I don't have that extra time to take care of myself in the way I need to when I'm writing Desdemona, which is unfortunate because I really love that story and it's really important to me. It is like kind of a romance in the sense, because like the two characters do get together at the end, but it's more of like a literary novel about how mental illness changes your relationships with people, particularly with your family, and how it impacts you and how it impacts the people around you in that sort of sense. And again, based very much off my own experiences. So it's a very personal novel, and I don't think it's that marketable. So I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day, which is unfortunate. But I really, really want to work on it, but I'm just not in the right place. I also have no idea what the narrative like progression across the book is going to be for that. I have a basic idea. Her friend comes back into her life after years of being away. I have scenes in which she discusses things with her parents and with her sister. I have her backstory. I have her mother's backstory, but I don't know how this is all going to fit into a book. And with Amongst Thieves, I have a much better idea of what that is. And I have more energy that I can dedicate towards something that is shaped better and ready to go into the kiln than something I still need to mold into a narrative. So that is why I decided to do Amongst Thieves. And I really hope you do enjoy the stuff that I read, because I will be reading it quite soon. I was going to do it tonight, but then I got hit with the tired's and I laid in bed for a bunch. So still might do it tonight. It's only like a 2,000 word scene that I'm reading. That's not too bad. That's like 10 minutes of reading. And then like a little bit of editing. Maybe I'll have it up tomorrow before this video comes out. And then you'll be like, Anya, why are you talking about this? It's already posted. But yeah, I haven't read any more of Heartstrings apart from the talking I was doing last night about it. I'm still convinced her cancer is going to come back. I did remember the book title that I was complaining about, and it's I Am Made of Death, and I think it's by Kelly Andrews. I wanted that to be like a very like closed, quiet horror that's like intimate and like cool. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's something I need to write myself then. The more I realize when I'm reading a book and I get disappointed by the story and how it didn't go the way I want to, I'm like, oh, I can just do that. And that's why I made a list of writing projects I have, and that's not even the full one. That's just stuff I had in my mind. Those are all like novels, apart from Magical Magnolia, which is a bunch of early readers, like Magic Treehouse type books that I don't think I'll ever write because I don't know how to write that young. I could practice, but I don't want to. I want to work on Amongst Thieves, and I want to write smut. There is a sex scene in this book, and by this book I mean Amongst Thieves, and it's right at the end because that's kind of how the book's working. And I'm not going to be the one who like, oh, they get together in the last like 10,000 words and then 8,000 of that 10,000 is just them fucking. Like, no, there's going to be one sex scene and that's it. And I know that's not marketable. I am not marketable as a person. I'm just not. I'm sorry. Maybe I have to self-publish because that's how unmarketable I am, but we shall see. We shall see.
She's all ready to move. She's all ready to be packed up and move. Hey? Is that cozy?
I have just gotten back from my second last day of placement. Let's go. And I did write quite a bit. There will be a clip of me showing my computer screen of how much I wrote. I'm so productive. So I totally lied about being a pantser for the middle of Amongst Thieves because that is the amount of planning I did today. So 3,000 words in my lovely planning document. And yeah, I actually decided to massage out the middle instead of pantsing it out because I like to have a plan. I like to know what I'm doing. I find that if I don't know what I'm doing for writing and I get stuck, I will just not write ever. And I will just sit there and ignore the project forever and ever and ever. So my way to fix that is to plot it out. So that's what we got. That's the update for today. I also wrote quite a bit in my journals, and by journals I mean notebooks because journals are different than notebooks. But it was a very slow day today, and my ADHD meds were actually working. I got tons of marking done, and I got tons of writing done, and I am just chilling and sitting. I don't think I'm going to write a little bit more. I might. Who knows? We shall see. I have more plotted out than I initially thought I would. So my stuff that I wrote down in my notebook is all plotted out. And then there's things like that. I did relook at the first chapter, which I will be reading for this channel. I think I'm going to actually record that like right now. Unfortunately, I can't film myself recording because I use my phone to film and then I use my phone to read off of while I am recording. So you will just get what you get, which is the recording. And hopefully maybe I'll just edit it tonight and have it posted tonight. Surprise video. Ooh. And then you guys can be watching this in the future and be like, oh, Anya, you did it. And I'll be so proud of myself. So I'm never usually this far away from the camera. I'm usually a lot closer, but this is the best way I can get an angle that shows me typing. But as you can see, I am about to do a writing session. I think I'm just going to write some self-insert. I don't really feel like writing anything else. And it's going to be quite short because I have a lot of marking I need to do today because all of my students submitted their final assignments yesterday. And I need to get it marked by this weekend. And this video is coming up literally today. So if you can hear the air conditioner in the background, again, apologies. It's not mine. It's my neighbors because I currently have my AC off and I have my window open because it is quite a nice day. It's not too hot out, not too cold, but I am going to start writing. I don't really have much else to say. Haven't read since I updated last. I just haven't really felt like reading. I might read later today, but it will be after the video is up, so you will see my thoughts in the next video, which will hopefully be next week. I am going to be having a very busy week with moving and all that fun stuff, so I don't know if I'll actually get a video up next week like I want to, but hopefully. Anyways, I am going to start writing. Pardon me, my ex interrupted my writing session and now I'm very pissed off. So I think I'm going to just end the video here I don't really want to write anymore. I'm not in a good mood, and I don't really want to work on creative writing anymore. So I am just going to end it here. If you liked watching this video, thank you so much. Please leave a like, subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Hopefully it will be better. Next week I'll actually get some writing done. I did manage to write 88 words, only 88 words before I got interrupted. So thank you for watching this video and have a lovely